And we're back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rossicle. My name's Nathaniel, one of the hosts here at the channel, and our lovely co-host Ashley is streaming for you guys, so she's not with us right now, but she still says hi. And we are bringing you guys another video. Today, we are talking about Paizo, so we aren't talking about magic. I know it's a bit of a rare occurrence here on the channel, but we do have other hobbies, and one of them are TTRPGs. My favorite hobby, of course, being Pathfinder, one of the ones put out by Paizo, and I'm super excited to start Starfinder. But we are talking today about how they had they have an updated website now. So they have the store.paizo.com, which is what it basically links you to. If you look up Paizo really at all, you can still access like the archived old website in certain ways, but you really don't ever want to. And I just want to talk about like how nice all of this looks. Like the website is beautifully updated. It finally looks more like a modern website. You can see, here are all of the featured products and new releases. There's ways to shop, your different categories and whatnot. And I just kind of wanted to go through, talk about some of what's going on here. So for example, let's say you're me and you're wanting to find some Pathfinder product. You can go here to Pathfinder and take a look at all of what they have to offer. They've broken them down into categories here, and then underneath it, it just starts listing individual items. For example, I go, okay, well, I'm interested in playing Pathfinder, and I'm new to Pathfinder. So let's click new to role-playing and see what it pops up with. So if I click new to role-playing, it tells you what this category is for, and it starts listing, hey, here's the beginner box. Here's the player core book, GM core, monster core, so your 3 core rule books. Here are some free adventures, which unfortunately the free adventures don't actually have like their digital versions pulled up yet, at least to my knowledge. Here is a nice little like starter set that they put out. It's not quite the same as the beginner box. The beginner box is a little more oomph. You're getting a little more out of your $45 than you're getting out of $35 here. But Dawn of the Frogs is still a pretty good little starter set thing. And another basically free RPG Day adventure. Now the physical versions of these do cost $5, but And then of course the GM screen would be here. And then you can also, if you back it up, they have all sorts of other things, right? Like if I go into, I guess they didn't have a digital version there. I mean, there's a way. It's not, okay, I'll admit this. I have like my, I have my pros and cons with the website, right? So one of them is it's kind of a pain to find PDFs now because they've listed them separately. So I'll show you guys an example here. If I go into rule books, right? As soon as I click here on rule books, it's going to have digital editions right here. And all of these are going to be the physical rule books. Okay, so this is considered a rule book, and the digital edition of it is considered to be here somewhere. There it is, the PDF of the beginner box, right? So this is where you're going to find the PDFs of your rule books. And then, of course, you can go back to the physical editions if you want to see all of these cool books. Look at all the cool books that Paizo has. They're absolutely steamrolling Wizards of the Coast and D&D and all the cool books that they're putting out. We'll ignore the prices for now because that's not that's not their strongest suit right now is the prices of their books. But the Monster Core 2, or sorry, Player Core 2, I still haven't delved too deep into that. And then where's the Monster Core 2? That one's out now, isn't it? Am I going crazy? And maybe I'm going crazy. I'm pretty sure. Oh, there it is. Okay, there's the Monster Core 2. That's the one I haven't dived into a whole lot yet. But yeah. So anyways, I'm going to make more specific videos on like the different books and stuff like that. So that's not really what I'm here for. But I was here to show you guys kind of the breakdown of it all and explain a little bit if you are on the website, how to navigate it, what's going on. So again, if you're looking for adventures, great. You can go in here for adventures. And then from there, they've listed out all the adventures. Now, they're not in order. For example, the most recent adventure right now is Mythspeaker, which is here smack dab in the middle. But Wardens of Wildwood is definitely not the oldest. The oldest one here actually is Age of Ashes. I was reading Ages of Edgewatch. It's Age of Ashes. But then there's some things before that. Their standalone adventures are here. So notably, that is its own category. And then they're just going to start listing stuff down here. So if you're looking for something specific, you have a couple of options. These are also listed over here that you can look for. And you can also kind of search based on like starting level and things like that in case you have no idea what any of them are. You can go here into standalone adventures if you're interested in looking for any of those. And then, of course, in standalone adventures, they further break it down into bounties and digital editions. So you really do need to know where you're looking if you're trying to find something specific. Like if I was trying to find Malevolence, but I wanted the PDF of it, I have to go into standalone adventures, into digital editions, and then from digital editions, I should be able to find, I guess it might be on the next page, there it is, the Malevolence PDF. And then, of course, from there, I can click on it and actually take a look. You can see other sources that have this sort of thing. And here it is talking about, hey, $20, Malevolence. There's all that fancy stuff that you can do. Okay. So that's kind of how that works. If we go back to Pathfinder, you can see all the different sections that they have. One thing I am really interested in, let's see, Pathfinder Society, I haven't actually looked at it all. I assume they've just broken it down into years. Yep, so they have just year 1 through 7 there. And then you can find all the different adventures that are happening there based on the year. So, of course, we are on 7, Battle Spark, but there's been all sorts of things. I think I started here in Shattered Sanctuary, so I have had quite a few years of accumulating Pathfinder Society. If we back up, I do like these two. They have a fiction and comics book section and a Pathfinder Partners section, which I really like. So if we go into Pathfinder Partners, you can see here there's all sorts of stuff that they've done. So in this case, there's like different season collections. You can see here they've done the Foundry virtual tabletop stuff here, which you can also find under virtual tabletop if you go to the actual virtual tabletop section. And then in fiction and comics, you can see that they've broken it down into novels, novellas, short fiction anthologies, comic books and graphic novels, and then full cast audio dramas. And you can see all sorts of things like this. There's a lot of electronically published novels and books here. But of course, God's Reign is the big one here. Is this one hardcover? Because if it is, I might be adding this to my subscription order, because I've been wanting to get and read this book for a while. This one's the newest one, and I'm very excited to read it. It looks really good. So look at this. Technically, the way you're supposed to get this: home, lore lovers sale, Starfinder 20 to 50% off. What is going on here? I'm not sure. So this is different sales for Starfinder, and they've just thrown this one in there for some reason, but regardless, it's definitely really interesting. Another interesting note is that they've added subscriptions, and they always had subscriptions, but there are some new subscriptions that you can see here. So like there's the Adventure Path subscription. We already had Lost Omens rule books. There's some special editions, accessories. There's now a Sketch Edition rulebook subscription if you're more into the Sketch Edition of the rulebooks. Special Edition Adventure Path. This is Adventures, not to be confused with Adventure Path, right? Because these are the standalone adventures that you're getting there. But if you continue, somewhere around here, there's the Starfinder Adventure Path. Oh, here it is. Paizo Fiction Subscription, which I think is pretty cool. If I am not mistaken. Which will, essentially, when you subscribe to this, you're getting the newest novels, right? Which they did not have before. It says they release 3 to 4 new printed fiction products a year as part of the subscription, which is not something they have been doing. So I'm very excited for them to be printing more just kind of lore. The upcoming Operation Hellmouth hardcover. That's interesting. Did not know that was upcoming. Have no idea what that is. But yeah, so that's really interesting as well. You can see there's all sorts of different stuff here. So you can go to the accessories tab if you're looking to get any sort of accessories. Like I mentioned, the virtual tabletop, this is actually how we play our current game, is through the Foundry VTT stuff. We still need to buy some of them. Like we need to buy the Monster Core tokens. We need to buy the Bestiary tokens and stuff like that from some of the older stuff. So when you search it up, you can still see those monsters. But other than that, very exciting stuff there. Oh, there's character gallery. That's interesting too. That could prove useful. We've got some leshy looking things there as well. But yeah, so that's always nice. And then they even have like other games that they cover here. So they've got like Munchkin Deluxe here going on. They've got puzzles. Munchkin Starfinder, Munchkin Pathfinder, all sorts of good stuff out there. And then of course they even have merch. And I'm even going to take a look here at the Black Friday weekend sale, see if there's anything crazy that we want to pick up there. But yeah, they have merch. In case you didn't even know that, look at this desk map for the Galarian World map is super cool. That's awesome. Didn't even know that existed. And then here's some of their listed Black Friday sales. So let's see, what are we doing to see? Core rulebook stat. Building a strong foundation for our weekend of sales with stacking discounts on Pathfinder, Starfinder core rulebooks. The more books in your cart, the more save. Big discounts on 10 must-have titles, out on physical editions only. Buy one, get 20% off. Buy two, get 25%. But buy three or more, get 30% off. That's pretty cool. Saturday, which is the day this is being recorded, sometimes it's about the little things. Maps, cards, accessories, and more are the perfect stocking stuffers for the player or GM in your life. Saturday only. Nice. So, family game night sale. Get your group together with these game night deals. Nice. And then adventure hunting and lore lover sale. Details will be revealed tomorrow. Interesting. So you have to like come back and see what's going on. Foundry VTT sale. We might have to look into that on Monday. Gonna try to remember that one. Last couple of things I wanted to cover. They do have a new Paizo Plus program, which is pretty cool. It lets you like redeem gold and all sorts of things like that. So you get a gold for every dollar spent, which is whew. All right, people. And then this is ways that you can use your gold, right? So, oh, look at that. There's an even better offer if you do that. This one's really interesting, though. So you can do 300 gold or you can do 500 gold to get 10% off, which is really interesting, right? If you do 500 gold to get 10% off, if you're buying a bigger purchase, you might be able to get more than what 500 gold would get you. But $20 off is honestly pretty good. Over the long run, I have apparently accumulated a lot of gold, which is nice because now I can effectively get, this is almost at 5 times 300, so I can almost get $100 off, which is pretty nice. I would have spent the money anyways, so there it is. And then last but not least, I want to take a look here at some of the other stuff that they added here. So notably, let's see, what's the best one to look at first? We'll go to library first. So if you go to library, this is where all your stuff is laid out. I do have a couple qualms with how they chose to lay this out. One thing is great. You can straight up just search by, well, normally you can search by title. I don't know why it's not letting me. Right? Oh, it is letting me. I just didn't see it. Cool. So if I wanted to look up myth, right, and I hit search, it's going to come up with all the myth speaker stuff, right? If I'm not going crazy. Yep, there it is. There's all of the adventure path for myth speakers, and then even the Monsters of Myth PDFs that I have down there. Cool. So the search works absolutely phenomenally. Here's the problem. If you group by category, and then you're going down, right, and this freaked me out at first. First thing I did is I went in here, and I went to Pathfinder Society. I'm looking around my mic in case you guys are wondering, like, whoa, what's he doing? I was like, oh my goodness, I have more than year 6 or 7. I was like, where is it? Am I like missing a drop down? Like, what's going to happen here? And I mean, even when I looked at 6, I was like, oh my goodness, 16, 18, 19, 20. You have to actually click over by the numbers. There's 17. They're always in order, right? Did we have 16? We did. So there's 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, right? But then there's still things you can find on the other pages. So we click over again. 3, 4, intro, 2. And then this just clicks into other seasons, right? Which is really interesting. It's very, very weird. Okay, so you kind of have to like know what it is that you're looking for and search for it because you are going to have a hard time finding it, right? Same here with like rule books, for example. Of course, digital editions, all of my rule books are digital editions. Well, that's War of Immortals and Player Core 2. Great, but that's not exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, here we go. Monster Core 2. Great. What about the first Monster Core? Where's that one, right? And I mean, I could click through this for 3 minutes before I actually find where Monster Core is. I'm just picking random numbers at this point. See, those are bestiaries. Those are obviously before Monster Core, but who knows what order they're in. See, beginner box, core rulebook, advanced. Like, oh my goodness, it's all everywhere, right? But if I go up here and I just look up core, search, there's only so many things that it can come up with, right? And so, bam, there's all your core rulebook, GM core, player core, GM core, player core, monster core, player core 2, NPC core, and monster core 2. That's literally all of them in one place. If you want to pick up, let's see, so Pathfinder core rulebook, right? This is the original PDF before they re-released the game. And then, of course, here is player core. Where is that one? Right here, player core. And you might have noticed some of them have 2. In fact, all of them have 2. And one thing I don't like is that they don't list it, but what the difference here is, if you click on it, you can see one of them is a PDF by chapter. So it breaks it down into the different chapters of the Monster Core. This is, oh, look at this. It's like plant enemies. I love it. And then if you click on the other one, it is truly just the PDF for the entire book, essentially, here. And I guess you're getting a little glimpse into it. Oh, that cover is so cool. So cool. What does this image look like? It's small. I was like, right? But yeah, anyways, so I wanted to show you that. And then last but certainly not least, I know it's been a long video, but I just wanted to cover all of the cool new and sometimes a little why are we doing this Paizo things about their new website is because Pathfinder is a big part of my life. If you go back to your account, you do have a new subscription manager, which is pretty nice. So this kind of shows you, hopefully I'll not have to black out any sort of like information here that it shows you guys. So here it's shipping to Hazel Green, right? It doesn't have the details of the billing of the shipping address and billing information there, so it's probably okay. I don't even live in Hazel Green anymore, but we have like a place to ship things there. But anyways, we do live near Hazel Green. We talk all the time about living in Huntsville, so you guys know we live in Huntsville, right? But here are some of the options that you can do, right? So we know that we have a Pathfinder Adventure subscription coming up. I don't actually know what this is, and I don't actually know what this is. So as we get closer, I'm going to have to be paying attention to my emails as they come closer. But I can skip order, and I can also, more options, skip the specific product or even cancel the subscription. So like if I were to scroll down and I were to see, like, I know what this is. This is going to be their upcoming hardcover adventure book. Super excited for it, so I'm definitely not skipping it, right? But maybe I'm not as interested in the Lost Omens subscription. I could skip that specific product, or I could even just cancel the subscription as a whole, which is really, really exciting. So I really like how they've changed this. Of course, here you can access all your different account settings, but I thought it was pretty cool. So that is what it is. We're going to go back to the homepage here, but I just wanted to give a huge shout out to Paizo for updating their website. I was real nervous at first when I saw it. I was like, oh no. I just figured out how best to really navigate the old one, which, trust me, was not ideal. It was a pain in the bottom to try to navigate the old one. So I am excited that in the long run, I'm still finding where certain things are, like the PDFs of the free adventures are basically impossible to find, things like that. But in the long run, I think the updated website is going to be way better, and I'm super excited for it. So let us know down in the comments below what you guys think. Do you use Paizo's website? Have you played Pathfinder? Have you played Starfinder? If you haven't, get on that TTRPG grind. It's worth it, I promise. Get yourself a group together, pick up the beginner box, and you will thank me later. If you have, let us know what you think down in the comments below. And of course, if you enjoy this content, whether it's Pathfinder, TTRPG, Magic, video games, any and all of it, a subscription is greatly appreciated. We are a small channel growing, and you guys are what makes that growth happen and makes Roll School what it is. So thank you guys for being so awesome. We'll see you guys whenever comes next. Until then, may those rolls be ever in your favor. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye, y'all.